morning tiptoed into Meadowgate Village. Dew sparkled on the stones, and the air smelled like warm bread and wet grass. Luna stepped outside with her lantern, even though the sun was waking up. A tiny golden glimmer drifted past her nose like a sleepy firefly. Down the lane, Kai and his little fox were already exploring. The fox sniffed the ground, and Kai followed the trail of sparkles with bright, careful steps. Luna and Kai found each other near the notice board. Between them, the golden dust made a tiny path that seemed to whisper, "This way." In the market square, a bell-shaped flower pot looked a little sad. One bright bloom was missing, and the air around it twinkled softly. Luna made sure her lantern was ready and snug in her hands. The glass felt cool, but the little flame inside was warm and steady. Kai found a tiny glowing petal on the ground and lifted it carefully. The fox leaned in close, nose twitching, as if it could smell the light. Together, they walked to the edge of the village. The trail of glow dust slipped toward the trees, and the day seemed to invite them along. They waved goodbye to the quiet cottages and started their adventure. Luna's lantern swayed like a small, friendly heartbeat. The path turned into Oakshade Trail, where acorns and smooth stones sat in the sun. Golden motes floated ahead, as if the air itself was leading them. Oakshade Trail felt bright and friendly. Leaves rustled like quiet clapping, and the sunlight made everything look freshly painted. Luna and Kai stepped beneath the oaks and watched the glitter line curl around roots. It was like following a ribbon made of sunshine. Luna knelt by Clover and found sparkles resting on a leaf. She held her lantern near, and the specks shimmered brighter, as if happy to be noticed. Kai trotted ahead, and the fox darted beside him like a small orange flame. Kai kept the glowing petal safe, tucked in his palm. Soon the path split into two. The glow dust drifted toward the shadier way, and they chose it together, step by step. By a big oak root, the dirt held a small, bell-shaped mark. It looked like something light had rested there, then skipped away. They left the sunny oaks and followed the sparkles into thicker woods. The air cooled a little, and Luna's lantern began to feel useful again. The trail became quiet under taller trees. Their footsteps made soft sounds on needles, and the glowmotes floated like slow, patient snow. Barklight Woods was darker, but not scary. Sunbeams fell in warm stripes, and tiny lights drifted through them like gentle lanterns. They stepped into Barklight Woods and looked up at the bright beams. The sparkles swirled around a giant trunk, as if circling a secret. Kai and the fox found a mossy log with a tiny chime hiding beneath the bark. It wasn't loud, more like a small music note in the air. Luna held out her finger, and a glowing mote landed softly, warm as a sunbeam. She watched it carefully, like it was a tiny guide. The sparkle trail grew thinner, and they slowed their steps. Ahead, they could hear water murmuring, like a secret being told again and again. In a little clearing, the motes spun in circles, unsure where to go. It felt like a story missing one important page. Luna lifted her lantern, and the motes settled into a new line. Kai held the petal up, and both saw the trail point toward the river sound. They left the clearing and followed the fresh line of light. The trees opened ahead, and the air began to smell like cool water and fern. A boardwalk led them toward a wooden bridge. The planks thumped softly under their feet, and the river's song grew clear and bright. Fernspan Bridge stretched across a shining river. Sunlight danced on the water, making 1,000 tiny mirrors. They stepped onto the bridge, and it creaked like an old friend waking up. Below, glowmotes hovered over the river as if they were afraid to get wet. Luna leaned close and spotted a bell-shaped seed pod stuck in reeds. She reached carefully, feeling cool river air brush her face. Kai and the fox watched the far bank. The petal in Kai's hand glowed a bit brighter, as if it recognized where it needed to go. A quick wind whooshed across the bridge and pushed the motes away. Luna hugged her lantern close, and Kai steadied himself with a hand on the rail. One railing rope had a loose knot, and the vine around it had slid. The glowmotes got stuck there and dimmed, like they were tired. They knelt down and worked slowly and safely. Luna's lantern lit the rope, and Kai held the petal close so they could find the strongest strands. The knot held firm, and the glowmotes floated free again. They stepped onto the far bank, where the wind smelled like grass and faraway flowers. They climbed a hill on a winding path. The sun felt warmer now, and their shadows stretched long and slow beside them. Windmill Hill opened wide like a green blanket. The windmill's arms turned with a gentle creak, stirring the air into soft swirls. They walked into the windy yard, and the sparkles began to spin. Luna tilted her lantern so the flame stayed calm, even while the breeze danced. Kai and the fox searched near the windmill steps. The petal glowed like a small beacon, lighting the dusty space beneath the wood. Luna walked through wildflowers and noticed some bell blossoms looked sleepy and dark. She touched one gently, and it felt soft as a feather. All at once, the glowmotes streamed downhill like a bright ribbon. Luna and Kai followed, moving carefully so they wouldn't slip on the grass. In a quiet dip behind tall grass, the wind suddenly softened. Beneath the blades, a faint glow pulsed like a sleepy heartbeat. They knelt at the edge and peered into the hollow. Bell-shaped lights shimmered below, and the petal in Kai's hand seemed to tug gently toward them. They stepped down onto the stones, leaving the windy hill behind. The air grew warmer and sweeter, like honey and flowers mixed together. The stepping stones led them deeper, and the world turned softly golden. Each stone felt warm from the sun, and the glowmotes drifted ahead, calm again. Glowbell Garden was a secret place, full of gentle light. The flowers glowed like little lamps, and the sunset painted everything peach and gold. Luna and Kai walked softly, as if the garden might be ticklish. The flower glow lit their cheeks, and Luna's lantern looked like it was smiling along. Luna found an empty stem where a glowbell should have been. The petals around it trembled, as if they missed their friend. Kai and the fox spotted a small burrow tucked under roots. A faint bell chime drifted out, and the petal in Kai's hand glowed like it had found home. They knelt together by the burrow and made a soft pool of light. The glowmotes gathered around them, waiting quietly, like a bedtime audience. Inside the burrow, a lost glowbell bud lay on a nest of dry grass. It glimmered shyly, as if it wanted to be brave but didn't know how. Luna and Kai lifted the bud with the gentlest hands. It felt light as a whisper, and its glow grew steadier as they brought it out. They set the glowbell back where it belonged, and the garden answered with brighter light. The other bells shimmered, and the air hummed like a happy lullaby. The whole garden glowed in gentle waves, like breathing. Above, the first stars peeked out, and everything felt safe and softly shining. Luna and Kai stood quietly and watched the glowbells sparkle. The little petal in Kai's hand finally stopped glowing, like it could rest now. They began the walk home, leaving the garden glowing behind them. Crickets started their evening song, and the path felt smooth and quiet. The lane carried them back toward Meadowgate, now wrapped in twilight. Luna's lantern painted a cozy circle on the road, and warm windows winked in the distance. Meadowgate Village welcomed them with soft lights and sleepy hush. Stars gathered overhead, and the cobblestones shone like tiny moons. They stepped into the square and saw the bellflowers glowing again. The missing brightness had returned, and the village felt snug and complete. Luna reached her cottage and hung up her lantern by the door. Warm light spilled out, and the night air felt cool and gentle. Kai arrived home too, and the fox circled his ankles like a soft scarf. The porch lantern glowed kindly, and the stars looked bright and close. Before going inside, Luna and Kai shared a quiet goodnight wave. The village was peaceful, and even the leaves seemed to whisper, "Rest now." Inside, the cottage was warm and still. A kettle made a soft, sleepy hiss, and the fire crackled like tiny footsteps in a blanket. Luna slipped under her quilt, cozy as a tucked-in kitten. Her lantern rested nearby, and the room felt safe and warm. Kai stretched out near the hearth, and the fox curled close with a tiny sigh. The firelight danced slowly, like it was also getting sleepy. The cottage grew quieter and quieter until only soft embers glowed. Outside, the stars watched kindly, and inside, everyone's eyes closed as dreams drifted in.